You remember this game? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this title. This goes way back. And I remember playing this as a tiny little kid and wasting so many hours on it. But recently I stumbled on the game again. So I played it. I felt so nostalgic when I was replaying this game again and had a blast the whole time I was playing. Then before I knew it, I finished the game and I just thought this couldn't be it. Of course I could replay the game again with a different approach and playstyle, so I did. Then again I finished the game and once again I felt this little void in me, as if I was missing something. I looked up if there would ever be a StickRPG3, then I realized this game was made back in. I also noticed across the years, up to this day, people are still asking for a StickRPG3. So I dug into why this iconic masterpiece of a game never had a number 3. And upon digging into it, I found out that the founder of XGen Studios, which is the studio that made this game, has unfortunately died. Rest in peace to the legend. I thought to myself, this couldn't be the end of all this. Then I thought, hold up, I can develop games. I told myself that I had to create a game inspired by a similar style, but with my own unique vision and ideas. So I opened up Unity and got to it. So I threw a little stickman that I drew in there. Then I wrote a script so it can move. Then I worked a little bit on the in-game currency. Then I made an interactable speech bubble, which will serve as the dialogue for the game. Then I told myself, you know what, I need to go all out for this project. So I transferred my game to 3D. Once again I made the player move, I added the gold currency and the speech bubble. Then I gave my character an idle animation and made the speech bubble interactive. I gave the character a walk animation, then I gave it the ability to rotate. And I thought it was time to actually make it look like a stickman. I hooked up some animations and of course what would the game be like if the stickman couldn't sprint. Obviously I had to throw a little stickman in there. I gave the players some statistics and a little menu where they can view them. Threw a new speech bubble in there. Then the big one. I imported a city into my game, but when I did that, I faced a few issues. So I fixed my character's movement. Then I reminded myself I need to make this more StickRPG style. So I hopped into Blender real quick to make some character edits. And there we go, much better now. I then enhanced the dialogue UI. Then I enhanced it a little bit more. And then some more again. I changed the spawn point to a much more convenient location. I decided I want to change the art for my speech bubble, so I made something new in Photoshop. Then I decided to make an animation for the speech bubble. And here's the final product. Moving on. For some reason my character freezes upon clicking a UI element. So I fixed that real quick. I extended on the dialogue, giving the player an option to choose how they want to react to a conversation. I gave the player a spawn point and also polished their conversation. Then I made a calendar to represent what day it is in the game. After that I did some work to the UI. As you can see, I added the time and the mood for the day in the bottom left. Now here I got a bit more complex. Upon clicking a conversation button, you'd get a certain statistic modified, and with the help of some code I was able to do that. I went on to modifying the text to make it look better. I added in some background. And as you can see here, the player will start with some dialogue which will lead him up to here. So far there is nothing, but soon enough I will make it look like this. The only issue with this though is that the player phases through the walls. So I had to add some colliders which block the players from phasing through the obstacles. And now it works, although the animation is a little bit bugged. So that's pretty much that. I did a few cool other stuff and started working on the combat quite a lot, but I'll cover that in the next one. But as of right now, everything is just getting started. I will be working on this game all the time, so stay tuned.